Should we start and then maybe pause?
I'm sure there's 3 weeks of his life.
Okay, I think we're on.
That's for timing.
I'm going to call a meeting to order. Please stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Teresa, please do the roll call.
Alderman Monteleone,
Here.
Alderman Hamilton,
Here?
Alderman Slattery,
Here.
Alderman Finn,
Here.
Alderman Broughton,
Here.
Alderman Whitsitt. You have a quorum.
All right, reading and approval of the minutes of the Board of Aldermen work session meeting December 15th, 2025. I will entertain a motion to approve those minutes.
I have a question on that. The 6 p.m. has Ron Slattery excused. Okay, and then on the 7 o'clock, he's present. Is that correct? Okay.
That is correct, yeah. All right, do I have a...
Motion to approve.
Okay, Michael, do I have a second?
So moved.
Carol, any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes and the minutes are approved. We also have a reading and approval of the minutes of the Board of Aldermen meeting of December 15, 2025. I will entertain a motion to approve the minutes. Anyone?
So moved.
Michael? Do I have a second?
Second.
Marty? Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes and the minutes are approved. Citizens' comments and petitions. I don't know if anyone signed up.
I can check.
Thanks, Eric. All right. Reports of officers and committees. The only thing I wanted to comment on, Sarah Greeling from the Med Bar invited all the aldermen and city workers to her grand opening. It's March the 21st, I believe that's a Saturday, from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. She's had a good experience working with the city of Green Park. Everything went smoothly. And she's happy to be in our city. Other than that, Marty, you have any reports?
I just have a question. Ronnie Hills, they replaced all those, what was that?
The water line?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got some cleaning up to do. I think there's
Are those streets gonna get smoothed out, or is it gonna?
yeah, we contacted, well, Matt went through there, and there's some streets in areas that need to be brought up to grade temporarily, because there's some dips in probably where it sank. But they're gonna have to come back and do street replacement. In the meantime, they've got to clean the area. They've left, look like some sandbags behind, a wheel and some tires. Needs to be swept up, but we're aware of that.
Okay, so they're gonna, on the right-hand side of every slab.
Yeah, wherever they expose and put in the new water main is where they need to clean up and bring it up to grade.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Is this feedback, or is this microphone or something for the
The microphone is for the meeting now.
There's an echo.
Yeah, there is an echo.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. What?
Carol, you have anything to report?
None here.
Okay. Michael?
Nothing.
Brian? Okay. Tammy?
Nope.
Okay, 3.2, city attorney, Paul, do you have anything to report?
No, I don't.
All right. 3.3, city engineer, building commissioner, Derek, do you have anything?
I
to
can
report?
add to the conversation on Ronnie Hills. So when Bob Maria went through there, he didn't take out the entire slab, he just took out the width he needed for that water main. They'll go in and they'll put in temporary backfilling, which is typically rock.
That was Luth, right?
Yes,
I'm sorry, Fred,
Said Bob
Fred Luth.
Marito.
Bob Marito was over in Marlboro, so I mixed that up. But Fred Luth,
Right.
when they come in, they'll come in and put the water line in, and then they'll backfill it with rock or asphalt or some type of material, but that usually settles, like everybody knows. So we need to get them to come in and do the final restoration pretty quick. If the area is not cleaned up, we probably need to get them to come in and sweep it
I
or do
spoke to
something
him
with it.
on Friday through email, because one of the residents called.
Right,
And he said that his team would be in, weather dependent, early this week to start the street repairs.
street repair. And did Fred Luth say he was gonna do it, or is he subbing it out to somebody else?
He mentioned him, so it's been Dave Bobnar, that I've been working with.
From Fred
And he
Luth.
was Fred Luth.
Okay, so yeah, they will have to do, half of the pavement pretty much, because I believe the water line stayed straight and didn't cross over the center line, so they're gonna have to replace all those slabs, full slab replacement. So we do have a, bond, I believe is it 500,000, somewhere around there, to guarantee that they do complete the project. But,
Anything else?
yeah, let's keep an eye on that pavement to see if it doesn't settle down to the point where it becomes hazardous to drive on before they get back out there.
Thanks, Derek. 3.4, city clerk, Teresa, do you have anything to report?
I do. So last week, Lisa and I attended the Makfoa City Clerk Conference. It was a great success. I thank the board for allowing us to attend. Just a small synopsis of the types of classes we took. We had a class with Nick Woodman, city attorney for the city of Nixa. He taught us a lot about the social media and the law aspect of it, of what needs to be kept as a permanent record, what not to, delete, things like that. Let's see, we had a class with Dr. Karen Goodwin on parliamentary procedures. We had a class with Kevin O'Keefe, with Curtis Hines Garrett and O'Keefe over election laws. And then we had Kaylee Berry, who gave a very good presentation. Oh, Kaylee Berry is with Missouri Ethics, and she gave a great presentation on ethics. So that's just a small synopsis of the types of classes that we took all week. I thought you guys would like to know.
Thank you.
Thanks,
That's
Teresa.
it.
All right, 3.5, the treasurer's report. Do you have Anna?
She's not coming up.
Okay.
We can hear you, we just can't see you.
You're coming.
Anna, can you hear us? Okay, so we can hear you, we just can't see you.
Yeah.
Hi, Anna.
Sure. Thanks, Anna. Any questions for Anna? All right. 3.6, County Police Report. Sonda, will you please present February?
I don't have anything either.
Okay. Might as well join, right?
Right. Okay, so for February, we had 383 calls. Out of that, 260 directed, self-initiated 123. We did 213 contract patrols, 4 accidents, 16 reports, 1 arrest. It looks like about 31 minutes for an average muni patrol. As far as numbers, 2 property damage, 2 auto theft, 3 larceny, and 1 sexual offense. Can't go into it too much, but it was in Green Park Nursing Home, go figure. Other than that, nothing too crazy. The stop sign on Cedar Berry in Green Park has been fixed, so it's up and running. Were you able to take care of everything with?
Actually, I sent the message today, we just received the check.
And thanks, Sonda, for
Okay.
contacting the person who damaged that.
Yep, I just wanted to make sure that they covered it. So we found who did it, and their insurance covered it, so the city didn't have to pay for it.
There you go.
Any questions? No. No.
Thanks, Sonda.
Thank you.
All right, unfinished business, we have none. New business, 5.1, bill number 933. It's going to be an ordinance for vector control services. Teresa, can you explain that?
At the last meeting, you guys asked me to contact county. We would still need to enter the contract for them to be able to treat water and to collect adult insects to make sure that there is, no disease-borne illnesses. But they will not spray.
They will not spray, is that what you said?
That is
Okay,
correct.
thank you.
They do not take care of wildlife, which is like the squirrels and the possums and the skunks. They only come in to treat rats or eradicate them, and there's never been a report out of Green Park of any rats.
Only once.
Okay. Well, you must not know about it.
Over 60 years ago.
Oh, yeah, this one I didn't know about it.
Big rat by now.
It was gigantic. It was eating the dog food that the guy put in his shed. He took it out of the bag. He worked for Ralston Purina. He'd dump it in the shed. They came from Grabois Creek all over. They were so big. I remember calling my mother to the door saying, "Look at that dog. It's waddling up the street." She screamed, "Oh my God, it's a rat."
Do they have any suggestions on what to do with skunks, or would they come to a meeting for people who have a problem with skunks?
No, he said they would just, tell them that they would have to contact a company that does that kind of vector kind of stuff.
I have a generic question.
Sure.
This contract is one that we control.
Yes, we control the cost. We only charge for the services that we ask
Okay,
them
and
to.
that's unlike one of the other contracts we have, where
Right,
they don't act until we call and request service.
that is correct.
Excellent.
All right. I will entertain a motion for the first reading of bill number 933.
So moved.
Michael, do I have a second?
Second.
Tammy? All in favor of the first reading of bill number 933, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Paul, please read bill number 933 for the first time.
Bill number 933, an ordinance of the City of Green Park, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with St. Louis County, Missouri for vector control services.
I will entertain a motion for the second reading of bill number 933. Ron, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Carol, all in favor of the second reading of bill number 933, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Paul, please read bill number 933 for the second time.
An ordinance of the City of Green Park, Missouri, authorizing the mayor to execute a contract with St. Louis County, Missouri for the vector control services.
And we'll entertain a motion for the final passage of bill number 933.
So moved.
Michael, do I have a second?
Second.
Marty? Teresa, please do the roll call vote.
Alderman Finn,
Aye.
Alderman Broughton,
Aye.
Alderman Hamilton,
Aye.
Alderman Slattery, Alderman Witzig,
Aye.
Alderman Monteleone.
Aye. Bill number 933 becomes ordinance number 892. 5.2, resolution number 413, it's a resolution of the City of Green Park adopting a new personnel manual for the City of Green Park, Missouri. All right. So I'm going to entertain a motion to approve resolution number 413. Tammy, do I have a second?
Second.
Michael? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. 5.3, resolution amending the 2025 budget for the City of Green Park, Missouri. Anna, you still there? All right, thanks, Anna. I will entertain a motion to approve resolution number 414.
So moved.
Tammy, second Michael. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion passes. Thanks, Anna. 5.4, discussion of the city paid trash service for rental properties. Teresa, can you explain that?
Well, as you guys know, the iWork program has been up and running for a little over a year now. Another thing that the board has passed is that rental properties have to register. We now have a way of tracking which properties are rental properties. Since these forms are starting to come in, they're not coming in all at once because we're just waiting until people need a lease as we send them out. We are noticing that our rental properties are coming back as the owner as ABC or 123 LLC. An LLC to me is not a homeowner, it's a company. The city does not pay for businesses' trash service. We pay for residential trash. I'm asking the city their opinion and, you know, the way we could probably be more cost effective is not to pay for trash services for a business. Yes.
All in favor of that? the people that own these properties are business people.
Yes.
And their business is providing a place to live for other people who pay them.
Correct.
That's a business without,
Yes.
okay. One of the things I would like to see, and Paul made this suggestion years ago when we talked about this, is adding non-owner occupied properties. So when you've got your cousin living in your house, you know, for 2 years while they're getting up enough money to go to school or whatever they're doing, it's pretty much the same as having a rental property. And I don't think we should be providing trash and other services for those people because it's not, they don't have the same responsibility to the property that an owner does. Paul?
Yeah, I mean, the main thing that, from my point of view, is that you have, since 2007, an agreement with American Eagle that basically says they pick up trash at residential addresses and they charge you for that. So you would either have to modify that, which they wouldn't like because they're gonna drop off 60 homes or whatever, or you have to just keep with that contract and then charge back these properties and get them to pay some way after the fact or before the fact or something like that,
Well,
based on the annual fee.
I think we should be billing the owner of the property on an annual basis, and we can add an administrative fee to that. I don't think $25, $30 would be extraordinary.
Do it at the beginning of the year?
Yeah, because some of these people have multiple residences in Green Park that are rentals. And it would be a nightmare to try to keep track of them if we bill them in like
Right.
one billing. So that, I think an administrative fee would be something that would be in line with our having to keep track of all these things.
Yeah, that was the dilemma years ago, that we were not going to receive enough to really cover that fee, to do paperwork and everything else, but the trash now is probably considerably more when you divide it by units. Back in the day, it was significantly lower, but we were on the gravy train for quite a while with our trash guys because I think they had just started their business. They didn't really up our fees at any point till this last time now, so saying that, we would be getting a lot more money than the prior time, and I guess it's also, that administrative fee is a good idea, would make all the difference, but I guess another choice would be to, could they be eliminated completely and then have to pay the trash, American Eagle? It would eliminate all the paperwork and.
But we would constantly be, not constantly, but throughout the year, contacting the trash company and
That'd be a nightmare.
stopping.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know,
starting.
I'm throwing it out there
Yeah,
because,
yeah.
I know what I see, and I know some of the investors bring in their trash from other properties, which I really upsets me. But then, of course, the flip side is, on the A streets, there's 2 people that called in to me that the family brings in all their trash to Granny's house. And they're putting all their trash in there, so there's kind of, it's just happening kind of thing.
Right.
So, but yeah, I'm for it.
Well, if we are able to identify these properties and we do an annual billing, that whether they move out in the middle of at the end of June or something, that isn't our problem. We get the annual fee and that's it. So every January or whatever, or every December, we send out bills for the next year.
Because probably
And,
at the most, they would miss a month before they had someone back in there anyway. You know what I So they,
it's,
it's not like they would, like you said, if someone left, it's not like they'd say, well, we have 3-4 months of no service. I doubt it, because
Right.
rentals are filled pretty quick.
well, that was part of the
They probably
conversation I
is.
think we were having with American Eagle when there was vacant properties. And my understanding from years ago is that we're not actually charging American Eagle for every single-family residence. There's a buffer there of like 15 houses or something that we agreed upon, 10 houses that we agreed upon would be,
There was a number that came
In
up, and then
transition.
I think when we re-upped their contract, they kind of looked at it again and said, yeah, it's still pretty much right, because there hadn't been a whole bunch of new houses built, so
yeah.
they kept it where it
So
was.
that's, American Eagle collects the trash. We do the billing to the people, they pay us, we pay American Eagle. That's a pretty simple deal.
That would eliminate what's going on now with a home not being occupied and the trash being terminated.
Yes.
That would eliminate that, since they'd be paying annually. We wouldn't even have to worry, because that's what we're doing now.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
We all in favor of that?
So we would probably need to, we kind of have a piecemeal policy, so I think, again, since you're working on getting all your policies in order, I think what I can do, and for the next meeting, we can have kind of a draft policy to look at that looks all right, and you can approve it, and then we can start down this road. I mean, because it goes hand in hand with what you were trying to do with your neighborhood improvement program, the
Yes.
neighborhood enhancement program, which is to try to encourage home ownership in Green Park, not rental properties.
Right.
So you have first-time homeowners and you have the neighborhood enhancement, which are only available to homeowners.
I have a motion.
Wait,
I had a question.
yeah,
Yes.
As far as workload, who would be able to handle it? I know we've got 3
Matthew.
full-time, and then Matthew's there. Would he be responsible for?
I would probably put Matthew in charge of that, because he is the one out in the field. All of us have access to iWork. We're, putting the permits in, as we get them. We're even sending them to our city engineer through iWork. We CC each other on emails all the time. So like, even Matthew, when he's not here, he's getting emailed for when he is here, he can catch up. I think it would be best to put Matthew in charge of that, tracking, who paid the trash bill, which ones didn't pay, if there, going to be a consequence if they don't pay the annual fee, what we would do to make sure that the city.
Do you think you
receives
can
their
do
funds.
that with the 8 hours on a Monday and a Thursday?
I believe so.
Sounds good.
I have a comment on that. I think if we get this set up, a good portion of Matthew's compensation will be derived from the savings that we get from the trash.
Was this an iWorks product to format this?
It was in the making. We were working with iWorks to create a report.
Is this it?
And that
For
is
the- This is really good. I wanted to comment on that later, but I'll
Oh,
comment on it
thank you.
now. This is perfect. I was
We just kept
overjoyed.
trying, and they'd send one and I'd send it back, and I'd be like, and even recently that happened, and, it's completely updated now, where they worked with us, and so did our prosecuting attorney's office.
Yeah,
This looks really good.
Yeah, the organization of this, everything's right here
Oh,
in
I'm
front
so
of us.
happy.
That saves a lot of time too.
It
There's not
does.
the shuffle and the worry and what are we doing kind of
And
attitude.
it's no longer an Excel spreadsheet that we have to go in and
Well, it's what we're
manually
gonna get
do.
into.
It is now just generated because it's already in the system.
Perfect, yeah, so I mentioned that because of the hours that he works.
Yeah.
It'll be a time saver that it's, everything he's gonna be doing will be so organized, so.
All right, Michael made a motion.
wait,
Yeah,
I have a question real quick.
Go
On, to hold them responsible when you send a letter to these LLCs or any of these companies, letting them know what we got going on,
Right.
would we be able to put something in about, if they're not paid annually, there'll be
It's a lien. It's a
a lien,
lien.
exactly, a lien on their property for the total amount through whatever years they didn't pay.
And to avoid the roofing situation, the situation
The
that we
what?
were in with having to sue one of the residents here, it will be on paper and it will be verified if they transfer that house and sell it,
Right.
and they're unpaid, that will be paid at that closing.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, I have a motion.
Okay, so that was kind of the question I was gonna ask Paul, if what's the legal responsibilities down the road if they don't? So it is gonna be a lien, that's,
And it'll be documented on
Well,
this.
we're gonna figure that out as to the, what mechanism we can use
okay.
to, whether we can place a lien on that or whether it's some other documentation, we'll have to figure that out.
I didn't know,
We can only lien property where we have authority to do it, so.
okay, I didn't know if we have to put, if you can't do that, would the language be put in such as, if you have to pursue, I'm not saying criminal prosecution, whatever, they would be responsible.
Come by and
for
bulldoze
legal
the house.
fees.
Right.
Because
We
we could,
certainly have that already in our code, it's just whether we need to put something in the solid waste code about
Okay,
liens for unpaid.
because,
It's probably not in there now because of the fact that nobody has to pay.
because we couldn't deny occupancy because of it, really, for unpaid.
No, but somebody will pay it at a closing table when the title company calls, and if it's documented this easily, it's a click of the button to total it.
Okay, now,
All right, Michael, now Michael.
Ready?
Oh,
Are you
thank you,
ready?
thank you, yeah. What? Oh, my motion that we direct Paul to prepare a,
Draft?
what we've been talking about.
Yeah, draft policy.
An ordinance, I presume that's gonna take.
It might just be a policy, but if there's any, we have to look at the ordinances to see if we have to change something.
Okay, so
Specifically
you'll-
like me. So it'll be one or both,
Okay, so you'll have something for us for
correct?
next meeting that we can chew on.
Do I have a second?
second.
Tammy? All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed?
So,
All right. No one else signed up, I guess?
I don't believe so.
Can I,
Yeah, we'll get to
oh, we're not, is
miscellaneous.
that where we're at? Okay.
Yeah.
So if I remember right, we just continued residential street cleaning, individual streets. They're cleaning by Bayshore, right? They just do Green Park and Miller, I believe. The thing I'm seeing, down like at the bottom of Atterbury and all that, Alex, I think is the street name. All those little, I call them porcupine balls, what are they? Sweet gum balls or something? You know, the ones with all the spikes?
Ankle breakers.
Yeah, exactly. They have all kinds of names. They're lining some of the streets, and when these hard rains come down, I watched them go down the SOAR. I didn't know if it was something that when they got bad and one of the aldermen, whenever we see these, that we could alert you and maybe we could have Bayshore do a little added street cleaning on the particular streets that are affected, or what you all thought. Does anybody else see this on their streets in your ward?
My street's like that, they would keep it.
I think it's up to the homeowner.
But they're not. So what do we do? Then should we direct Matthew, or Matt, yeah. Should we maybe ask him to send a polite letter reminding them that they are responsible? Okay, that's perfect.
I have one.
I think there's a lot of stormwater that goes through there.
I have one question regarding that. What happens if it's a street tree in the right-of-way, not on the property? Do we treat that like grass cutting? You have to cut the grass?
Well, if it's outside their home, so, their yard, which this one goes like this, to me, they're responsible for any curb service.
So anything, typically 12 feet back from the back of the curb, if that tree that's causing that gumball is in that 12 feet, it's technically on city property rather than residential property.
Did the city plant the tree?
We don't know.
In my opinion, they're still I can clean up what's in front of my house.
That's a very good question.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like that big of a
We
problem.
require the residents to
I just
cut
didn't
the
know.
grass, so maybe we can also say that you have to maintain.
The thing I was worried about, Carol, is I didn't know if it would affect, like if it would clog up the
Sewer.
sewers.
I think-
Maybe it doesn't.
I think the
we don't
water
have to
that goes
worry
through
about
that sewer down at the bottom, oh man, it goes through fast. I bet that
Yeah,
stuff
the
just keeps going.
hydrostatic pressure, if it's full, will blow anything out.
'Cause it's
However,
coming straight
yes,
down.
it does collect quite a bit.
it. I mean,
No, don't tell people that, they'll be throwing their trash down the sewer.
Come on.
maybe it's not a concern. I was just something I
I'll bring it up to
noticed,
him,
and I
on Thursday.
thought
An
I'd throw it out
observation,
and see what
yeah.
y'all thought.
Anyone else for miscellaneous?
Miscellaneous, actually, this is
I
to Sonda. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, no, you
No, she's gonna, okay.
You're okay.
Sonda, if there's any way you could, ask whoever might be here on weekends, we have those racers coming up and down the street on motorized.
The one that
little-
you called me about?
Yes,
Oh,
and I mean, I get the calls, the neighbors are freaking out.
Because I came out when you called.
I figured you did, but no sooner, I didn't hear it anymore.
Yeah.
But the one day, it was like an hour, and I'm, you know.
Because I did see two kids, but they were on bicycles.
Yeah, these
So it
are
was nothing that-
motorized things, and they're like racing these kids, and they're little kids.
yeah.
But they could be coming from the duplexes.
Yeah.
And we're just the perfect horseshoe with Juniper.
Because I drove like through all the streets on
No, I knew you
Montesson,
did.
and I couldn't.
Yeah, I knew
See
you did,
anybody.
they were gone with the wind
Okay.
before you got there, so if you could just mention it.
Yeah,
thank
if you
so
do
much.
hear it, and even if it's the weekend,
And it's the weekends, always the
just
weekends.
text me so I know who's in the area and I
Okay,
can
good.
call.
Good, thank you.
Like, don't feel like you're bothering me. I'll make sure I call somebody
Thank
so
you.
that way they can come.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn?
Anyone else miscellaneous?
I think we're finished.
Yeah,
So,
any update on banking services?
I was just getting ready to address that.
On what?
Yeah.
she has something to say.
So we've had
I forgot.
We've had 3 responses. I've set up an appointment with Anna for this week for her and I to vet the dates. So hopefully we can get together real soon and bring it before the board.
Did Midwest Regional ever get back with you?
Yes, they did.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is just one other thing. I like when Madison's meetings, he hasn't been able to because he's been on nights. His schedule will change in May and he'll start attending the meetings again. I thought the board would like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he's sharp guy.
So I do have something to add to
Okay.
that. Street replacement repair on Ronnie Hills. This is a pretty large project, typically like a street project. We do have a bond to make sure within a year time to make sure that they restore everything and the pavement is good. Now, when we do a street project this size, we typically do a lot of inspections and material testing. There will not be any of that. So standard street replacement is you have the inspector check the subgrade, we do nuclear density testing on the rock if they do rock. We also do concrete testing, air temperature and slump to make sure that we also get a pavement design information from the concrete plant. We also get sieve analysis from the quarry, which we will not have any of that. We do a cylinder test to see if we do achieve 4,000 PSI concrete. Your concrete design mix should tell you if it's 3,000, 4,000, or 5,000 strength concrete. Now, it wouldn't be a bad idea to do some inspections when the Fred Luth is doing this, and the stuff that you can do is make sure that it's 7 inches of concrete thickness. You know, a contractor can skim and just put 6 inches and save a lot of money and throw the rock in. We don't have any material testing unless he does material testing on his own. We don't know if the concrete is 4-inch slump or 10-inch slump. We had last year, we had the inspector, SCI, out there, and 2 things, I'm sure Wagner would have told us, but the inspector caught it. And one of it is that they sent 2 of the wrong rock loads out there. One was a refurbished concrete. They take old concrete, break it up, and use it as rock. MoDOT allows that as a design mix for your subgrade. However, when it comes out, it's dry, there's no moisture in it. You have to they had to bring in water tankers to saturate it. They had to roll it, and then we could do nuclear density testing on it, and it passed. So there were just 2 loads, and then Rick Wagner pretty much called the quarry and said, don't do this again, send the white rock. He had another project that they were using that design mix for MoDOT, and they just saw Wagner on it and sent it out, and they didn't want to look to see where it was.
Why does it have to be saturated?
Because you can't do a nuclear density, because what you do is and you can't roll it and get compaction. And then what you do is you put a spike in the rock, and then you put your nuclear density in, and you got the A beams, and it counts the number of hits, and that determines your compaction, whether it passes or doesn't. So with unsaturated rock, there's too many voids. You can't get the response back, so you get incorrect information. So they had to go out and saturate it, roll it more than they normally do to get it to pass, and it passed. So we accepted that. But there was just 2 loads. The other one was, there was a concrete truck that the water valve broke on it, and instead of 4-inch slump, which means drier concrete, it was like a 10+ inch slump soup. So we rejected that load and sent it back. If you don't have inspections, they can possibly spread it out farther and put other concrete on top and kind of go with the flow so they don't lose money on the contract. So it wouldn't be a bad idea to have somebody from City Hall help monitor it, or you can go to the extreme of paying SCI, which is like a street project. I don't know if we want to do that, because that just becomes an expense to the city, and it slows down the contractor.
It would be an expense to the city because they only pay the right-of-way fee.
Right, the contractor's
It
not
wouldn't
going
cover
to,
that kind of fee for SCI.
the contractor's not going to do cylinders. The contractor's not going to do nuclear density testing. The contractor's going to roll it if he has to and see if it's good. Then he'll just order the concrete. We can ask for the design mix of that concrete, and that way we can at least have that. We can add, in case he brings rock out, we can make sure that it's quarry rock and not refurbished concrete rock, which is
Could Matt
cheaper.
take a look at that too while he's
Of
out
course,
cruising around?
of
Okay.
course. And make sure you're getting 7 inches pavement thickness rather than 6. So there's a lot of things they can do during construction. And if you don't have somebody out there, the contractor, what we have is a bond that says if you don't finish it, we can pull the bond and do it right. But there's no other testing, so we have no idea if we got 4,000 PSI concrete, we got 6 inches of concrete, we got 4-inch slump or
Derek,
10 inch.
how does a customer verify it?
Well, you can, without doing inspections or requiring inspections, but none of our right-of-way restoration requires that type because it's never this large of a project. Typically you'll do a couple of slabs or more. You won't do in one side of the pavement in the subdivision. So again, it wouldn't be a bad idea to, if I'm in the city, I can swing by and help out Matthew. If anybody's coming through, but you're out there doing measurements and you're out there asking for information. We typically do dowel bars down the center line. So when he comes in, he's going to saw cut through the dowel bars that are out there to get the center line over to the edge of pavement out. Now he needs to drill new dowel bars into that. Unless he tries to saw cut and bust and try to save the dowel bars if it comes out. I mean, he can reuse it, but usually that gets damaged, and it's a waste of, effort and time. So you typically need to get new dowels.
When this concrete's being mixed, can we not verify what mix they're giving us?
Well, you can ask for the design mix that's coming out, But again, once it comes out, we also do more testing, the air, temperature, and slump. So you do air testing to make sure it's within the range. You do temperature testing to make sure it's below 100 degrees, and then you do slump testing because you don't want it, it's 4 to 8, and the 4 is you get strength sooner, and you can keep the project going. If you get 6, 7, or 8, then you can't open up that pavement because you don't get the strength. We require 3,500 PSI before we open it up to traffic, and 4,000 PSI for ultimate strength to accept the project. You don't have cylinder testing. The contractor is not doing that, so you don't know what you're getting on what day. Is he opening it up too soon? Is he opening it up at the right time? We were opening up the pavement 5 to 7 days after we poured was typical. If you pour high early, 3 days. High early just means more cement in your design mix ratio, and you can open up sooner. Like the highway stuff where they open it up in hours. If they're pouring or half a day, they're doing high early and dry. So when it's coming out, you jump on it fast because it dries up before you can even spread it out and shape it up. So just bringing that to your attention, it wouldn't be a bad idea to keep an eye on it one way or another, besides having a year. So your surety bond we made sure it's $500,000, and it's a year. So then we go out a year after construction, and we look at all the slabs. Anything that's cracked, he's got to replace. Anything that's not cracked, that looks good, and we can accept it. But again, we don't know what the design mix was. We don't know the thickness,
Okay, we can require all that, do we not?
So when we ask for schedule, we can say, please give me your design mix for your concrete. Please give me your sieve analysis for the quarry that you're getting it from, for the rock. And the sieve analysis is basically, you want to make sure that when you do your concrete, you don't just have one size rock, you have different size rock. And then what they do is they have, I'm trying to think of cooking stuff that people can relate to. It's basically pan with hole. And then you put all the rock in, big rock, and then this pan, you determine how much of that size rock you have. And then this pan, and everything keeps falling down until the fines are at the bottom. And then you cook it to get the moisture out, because you can't include the moisture. I unfortunately had the privilege of doing cooking rock to determine the sieve analysis. And then you use that as part of your analysis for your design mix of your subgrade. And they take
You put frames on that?
right, and then you take that information, and that's how they have to calibrate the nuclear density machine based on your sieve analysis and where you get your rock. Otherwise, they got to come out. SCI has to come out and do soil sample testing.
As I said, our fees will not cover that. We charge $100.
Right.
And,
So,
it's got to go through you, it's got to go through the attorney, and it's got to go through someone in the office
So,
processing it.
at a minimum, if anybody wants to do it, is make sure you got 7 inches of concrete, and get the design stuff, the design mix, and then also the sieve analysis at a minimum, and that way we have something that we can fall back on.
Yeah, I think we can have Matt check on
I
that.
got that down.
Just for your information, this is the last big street project we did, or water line project, was on Mueller Road, but that was asphalt. So the restoration wasn't half the pavement. It was just the area where we had the excavation.
Okay. Teresa, can I impose upon you, on the Friday before the Saturday that the med bar's opening, can you send out an email blast to remind everyone, if you don't mind? It'd be nice if we'd be there. We used to go to all those grand openings
I
back in the
remember
day.
going to Dairy Queen.
Yeah, it was just good, so, thank you.
Got it.
Anybody else?
Teresa, kind of a question on the surety fund with residents, like if they're doing a permit, when do they get that money back? Is it a year?
It's a year.
Okay,
12 months for insurance.
yeah.
And it was cleared on Friday or Thursday. Whatever day Matt worked. So he sent me an email, because you're asking about that one.
How'd you do that? That's good.
Okay,
I was asking in
So,
general, but yeah, that
yes.
also, okay.
so that will
Just in
be
case I'm not
cut
around
this
in
week.
the future.
Okay. Okay, so Mike made a motion for adjournment.
And Brian seconded.
Okay.
All in favor?
Aye.
Hey,
Any opposed? The motion passes. The meeting is adjourned at
Teresa, I just want to say,
7:52.
you are doing an amazing job. I mean, amazing. Like, every single thing, she is just on top of it.
Yes, she is.
Isn't she? She's doing great.
It's,